At 73, Liam Neeson has finally begun to speak more openly about one of the most painful moments of his life, the sudden loss of his wife, Natasha Richardson. For many years, he kept his grief private, choosing to focus on work and family rather than sharing his emotions with the public. But behind his calm and strong image, there was a deep story of love, loss, and healing. Their relationship was not just a Hollywood romance, but a bond built on respect, shared passion, and genuine care. When Natasha passed away in 2009 after a tragic skiing accident, it shocked not only fans but also the entire film industry. The event was unexpected, sudden, and heartbreaking. In recent years, Liam has slowly opened up about how that loss changed him forever. He has spoken about how grief does not fade with time, but instead becomes something a person learns to live with. His words are simple yet powerful, showing a man who has experienced deep love and deep pain. Through interviews and reflections, he has given people a rare look into what it means to lose someone so important. His story is not just about sadness, but also about memory, strength, and the lasting impact of love. This journey helps people understand that even someone as strong and successful as Liam Neeson carries emotional scars, and that healing is not about forgetting, but about remembering in a different way. Before becoming one of the most respected actors in the world, Liam Neeson lived a simple life far away from fame and cameras. He was born in Northern Ireland, in a small town where life moved at a slow and steady pace. His family lived modestly, with his father working as a caretaker and his mother as a cook. Growing up in a religious household, Liam learned discipline, respect, and strong values from an early age. Life in Northern Ireland during that time was not always peaceful, as political tensions and conflict were part of everyday reality. These experiences shaped his personality and made him more thoughtful and aware of the world around him. As a young boy, he found interest in boxing, which taught him focus and strength. For a while, it seemed like sports might become his future. However, his life began to change when he discovered acting during his school years. Watching powerful speakers and taking part in plays gave him a new sense of purpose. He realized that storytelling could be just as powerful as any other path. Even though he later studied subjects like physics and computer science, his heart was slowly moving toward acting. After trying different jobs, including working in a factory, he finally stepped into theater. This decision changed everything. His early struggles and simple beginnings helped him stay grounded, even when he later became famous. These experiences gave him the depth and emotion that people would later see in his performances on screen. Liam Neeson's rise to fame did not happen overnight. It was a long journey filled with hard work, small roles, and many challenges. He started his acting career on stage, performing in theater productions where he learned the basics of acting. Theater gave him confidence and helped him understand how to connect with an audience. Slowly, he began to get small roles in films, and each opportunity brought him closer to success. One of his early big breaks came when he appeared in the film Excalibur, which helped him gain attention. Over the years, he continued to work steadily, appearing in both films and television shows. However, the role that truly changed his career was in Schindler's List, directed by Steven Spielberg. His performance in that film was powerful and deeply emotional, earning him critical praise and global recognition. From that point on, he became one of Hollywood's most respected actors. He later took on many different roles, from historical dramas to action films, showing his versatility. Movies like Taken introduced him to a new generation of fans and proved that he could succeed in different genres. Despite his success, Liam always remained connected to his roots and values. His journey shows that success is not just about talent, but also about patience, dedication, and the willingness to keep going even when things are uncertain. His career became a symbol of perseverance, and his performances often reflected the depth of his real-life experiences. The most important part of Liam Neeson's life was his relationship with Natasha Richardson. Their love story began in the world of theater, where both of them shared a deep passion for acting. They met while working on a play together, and their connection was immediate and strong. Their chemistry on stage soon turned into a real-life relationship. Even though their personal lives were complicated at the time, they could not ignore the bond they felt. Over time, their relationship grew stronger, and they eventually got married in a private and intimate ceremony. Their marriage was filled with love, respect, and shared experiences. They supported each other's careers and built a life together that was both successful and meaningful. Soon, they welcomed 2 sons, and family became the center of their world. Natasha was known for her warmth and kindness, and she brought joy not only to Liam but also to everyone around her. Their home was filled with laughter, love, and a strong sense of togetherness. For Liam, Natasha was not just a partner, but also his closest friend and biggest support. Their relationship was admired by many because it felt genuine and strong. They managed to balance their busy careers with their family life, creating a bond that seemed unbreakable. However, life can change in an instant, and their beautiful story was suddenly interrupted by an unexpected tragedy that no one saw coming. In March 2009, everything changed when Natasha Richardson went on a skiing trip in Canada. What was supposed to be a simple and enjoyable activity turned into a life-changing event. During a lesson on a beginner slope, she fell and hit her head. At first, the situation did not seem serious. She was able to talk, walk, and even joked about the fall. Because there were no clear signs of injury, she did not seek immediate medical help. However, the reality was far more dangerous than anyone realized. Natasha had suffered a serious brain injury known as an epidural hematoma. This type of injury can be very misleading because a person may seem fine at first, but their condition can quickly become worse. Over the next few hours, her health began to decline. She was taken to a hospital, and doctors soon understood the seriousness of her condition. Meanwhile, Liam Neeson was working in another city when he received the news. He rushed to be by her side, but by the time he arrived, the situation had become critical. Natasha was placed on life support, and doctors confirmed that she would not recover. In one of the most heartbreaking moments of his life, Liam spoke to her, saying goodbye and expressing his love. Shortly after, she passed away at the age of 45. The news shocked the world and left a deep mark on everyone who knew her. After Natasha Richardson's passing, Liam Neeson faced a completely different life. He was not only dealing with his own grief, but also trying to support his 2 young sons, who had lost their mother. The pain was overwhelming, and there were moments when it felt impossible to move forward. Instead of speaking publicly about his loss, Liam chose to remain silent for many years. He focused on his work, taking on multiple film roles as a way to stay busy and avoid being consumed by grief. Acting became a form of escape, helping him manage the emotions that were too difficult to face directly. At the same time, he remained dedicated to his role as a father, making sure his sons felt supported and loved. Even though he appeared strong on the outside, the loss stayed with him every day. He has shared that grief does not follow a pattern and can appear unexpectedly, even years later. Simple things, like hearing a door open, would remind him of Natasha and bring back painful memories. Over time, he learned that grief is not something that disappears, but something that becomes part of life. He also found comfort in visiting her grave and speaking to her, keeping their connection alive in his own way. His journey shows that healing is not about forgetting, but about learning to carry love and loss together. In recent years, Liam Neeson has slowly started to open up about his wife's death and the impact it had on his life. Through interviews and personal reflections, he has shared honest thoughts about grief, love, and memory. He has explained that losing someone so suddenly changes the way a person sees the world. It makes you realize how fragile life is and how important it is to value the people around you. One of the most emotional moments came when he worked on a film that dealt with loss and family relationships. Acting in that project allowed him to express feelings that had been buried for years. He described the experience as emotional but also healing. Working alongside his son made it even more meaningful, as it gave them a chance to connect on a deeper level. Liam has also spoken about how memories can fade over time, which can be both painful and comforting. Even though the details may become less clear, the love remains strong. He continues to visit Natasha's resting place and speak to her, maintaining a bond that goes beyond physical presence. His story is a powerful reminder that love does not end with loss. Instead, It changes form and continues to live on in memories, actions, and the lives of those who remain. As the years continued to pass, Liam Neeson began to understand that grief is not something that simply fades away with time. Instead, it changes shape and becomes part of everyday life. In the beginning, the pain was sharp and constant, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming. But slowly, he learned how to carry that pain in a quieter way. He has often explained that grief can arrive without warning. It does not follow a schedule or a clear pattern. There can be days filled with calm and normal routines, and then suddenly, a small memory can bring everything rushing back. For Liam, certain sounds, places, or even moments of silence could trigger memories of Natasha Richardson. He once shared that sometimes he would hear a door opening and, for a brief second, believe she had just walked into the house. These moments were both comforting and painful at the same time. They showed how deeply she was still part of his life, even though she was gone. Over time, he accepted that these experiences were a natural part of love and loss. Instead of trying to push them away, he allowed himself to feel them. This approach helped him move forward while still holding on to the connection he had with Natasha. His reflections offer a powerful lesson that healing does not mean forgetting. It means learning to live with memories in a way that allows life to continue. Another important part of Liam Neeson's journey has been his role as a father. After the loss of Natasha Richardson, his two sons became his main focus and source of strength. Raising them during such a difficult time was not easy. They were still young and needed guidance, support, and reassurance. Liam had to find a balance between managing his own grief and helping his children understand and cope with theirs. He has spoken about how important it was for him to remain strong, not by hiding his emotions, but by being present and supportive. Family became the center of his world, and every decision he made was influenced by his desire to give his sons a stable and loving environment. Over time, both of his sons found their own paths in life. One followed in his parents' footsteps and entered the world of acting, while the other explored creative and business ventures. Their choices reflect the influence of both Liam and Natasha, showing how her presence continues through them. As a father, Liam has taken pride in watching his sons grow into independent individuals. At the same time, he has made sure that they never forget their mother and the love she gave them. Through shared memories and stories, he has kept her spirit alive within the family. This strong bond has helped them face life's challenges together and find meaning even after such a great loss. Work has also played a major role in helping Liam Neeson rebuild his life after tragedy. Returning to acting gave him a sense of purpose and structure during a time when everything felt uncertain. Taking on new roles allowed him to focus his energy on something creative and meaningful. In the years following Natasha's passing, he appeared in several films, many of which required emotional depth and strength. Interestingly, some of these roles reflected parts of his own life, especially those involving loss, resilience, and survival. Acting became more than just a career. It became a way for him to process his feelings. By stepping into different characters, he was able to explore emotions that were difficult to express in real life. He has mentioned that staying busy helped him avoid being overwhelmed by grief, especially in the early years. However, he also understands that work alone cannot heal everything. It is only one part of a larger process. Over time, he learned to balance his professional life with personal reflection and family time. His dedication to his craft has remained strong, and he continues to take on new projects even at this stage of his life. His journey shows how work can provide stability during difficult times, but true healing comes from accepting emotions and finding ways to move forward while honoring the past. In addition to family and work, Liam Neeson has also reflected deeply on life, faith, and the meaning of loss. Growing up in a religious environment, he was once closely connected to his beliefs. However, over the years, his views changed and he stepped away from organized religion. After Natasha's passing, he found himself thinking again about questions related to life and what happens after death. While he does not claim to have clear answers, he has admitted that the experience made him more thoughtful about these topics. Loss often forces people to look at life in a different way, and for Liam, it brought both confusion and reflection. He has shared that grief can make a person feel both close to and distant from the world at the same time. There are moments when everything feels deeply meaningful, and other times when nothing seems clear. Despite these challenges, he has found his own way of staying connected to Natasha. Visiting her resting place has become an important part of his routine. During these visits, he speaks to her as if she is still there, sharing his thoughts and feelings. This simple act helps him maintain a sense of closeness and comfort. It shows that love does not disappear, even when someone is no longer physically present. His reflections on life and loss offer a deeper understanding of how people cope with grief in their own unique ways. Today, at the age of 73, Liam Neeson continues to live a life shaped by both success and personal loss. He remains active in his career, taking on roles that challenge him and keep him connected to his passion for acting. At the same time, he carries the memory of Natasha Richardson with him every day. His story is not just about fame or tragedy, but about the lasting impact of love and the strength it takes to move forward. By opening up about his experiences, he has given others a chance to understand grief in a more human and relatable way. He has shown that even after many years, the pain of losing someone never fully goes away, but it can become something that coexists with life. His words encourage people to value their relationships and appreciate the time they have with their loved ones. In the end, his journey is a reminder that life is unpredictable and moments can change everything in an instant. But it is also a reminder that love leaves a lasting mark, one that continues to guide and support us even in the most difficult times. Through honesty and reflection, Liam Neeson has turned his personal story into something that can inspire and comfort others around the world. Even after sharing more of his personal story in recent years, Liam Neeson still carries a quiet and private side when it comes to his grief. He does not speak about it often, and when he does, his words are simple and honest rather than dramatic. This approach has made his story feel more real and relatable to many people. He has explained that grief is not something that can be fully expressed in words. It is something that lives inside a person and shows itself in small, everyday moments. Sometimes it appears in memories, sometimes in silence, and sometimes in the feeling of missing someone during important life events. For Liam, those moments have continued long after the loss of Natasha Richardson. He has shared that even happy occasions can carry a sense of sadness because they remind him of what is missing. At the same time, he has learned to appreciate those moments in a different way. Instead of focusing only on the loss, he tries to remember the joy and love they shared. This balance between sadness and gratitude has become an important part of his healing process. His reflections show that grief is not just about pain,